Hey, fellow Muppet fans, and welcome once again to Moving Right Along, a Muppet movie podcast brought to you by toughpigs.com. This is the podcast where we watch the Muppet Christmas Carol 2 minutes at a time and talk about it a lot. I'm your host, Ryan Rowe.
I'm your other host, Anthony Strand.
And we are extremely happy to have our extremely special guest back from last week. Extremely special guest. Who are you?
I'm extremely happy, Leslie Carrara-Rudolph, Muppet performer and Muppet fan.
All right. We're so happy to have you back. Thank you for joining us again.
Yes. Let's obsess.
Yes. Here we go.
All right. Let's do it.
So today you are here to obsess about minutes 29 and 30 of the Muppet Christmas Carol, in which Marley and Marley, the song concludes, and Rizzo has to jump off a gate. So as this clip begins, we got into some of this last time. You got the chains, the lockboxes singing. The Marleys are explaining that they forge the chains in life by their acts of greed. Anthony, I was curious, from your annotated Christmas Carol book, does this, does Marley spell this out in the book? Like, does he actually say? He does.
So I wrote this one down. I wear the chain I forged in life.
Oh, that's it exactly.
That's it exactly. I made it link by link and yard by yard. I girded it on my own free will. I girded it on of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore it. And then he goes on. This is why I'm bringing it up. Is its pattern strange to you? Scrooge trembled more and more. Or would you know, pursued the ghost, the weight and length of the strong coil you bear yourself? It was full as heavy and as long as this 7 Christmas Eves ago. So they do. He straight up tells Scrooge, like, yours is longer, my guy.
Yeah,
heavy stuff. That's in the book.
Yeah, it's a good. We talked about this a little bit last week, but it's a good illustration of karma, essentially.
Yeah,
like if you do bad things, you're making bad things happen to you later.
Yeah, prison comes from hate.
Yeah,
comes with hate in the lyrics of the song. I want to add that. So I did Christmas Carol when I was in high school in a community theater production, but I was in the Fezziwig scene and one of the Fezziwig dancers. And I was also I think it was at a party, but I remember mostly wrangling kids backstage. But so we did a full month of run of the shows and listening, to these words. But I wear the chains I forged in life. I think that those are
sure. Yeah.
The karmic chains.
Right. It's a very vivid description. Also, Anthony, when you said link by link and yard by yard, I just was hearing the Garden song in my head. Link by link, yard by yard.
Gonna make a chain that's hard. Yeah.
Perfect. When Waldorf tells Scrooge that he also wears chains, Scrooge says humbug. Now, I've lost track. Is this the 4th or maybe 5th time that he has said humbug? Do you remember, Anthony?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay, I think it's 4 or 5.
He does say humbug in this scene in the book, though. I can tell you that.
Oh, cool. Good.
He hits him with a humbug.
He does not want to hear all this talk. Scrooge wants his friends to speak comfort to him. There's no comfort to be had. At this point, the Marleys are being physically dragged down by these chains. There's a really, It's kind of disturbing. The chains are actually strangling Statler. It's really, really intense.
He's already a ghost.
Right.
But it's all those puppeteers that are doing it.
That's right.
Remember, we talked about it in the last episode. There's so many puppeteers in that scene that are pulling everything together. I mean, think about it. It is highly choreographed. It is happening in real time. We found out later that he was, acting with these characters in real time. It wasn't a separate. It's all done in black and white. They get pulled down to the black abyss. So it was either done on purpose or a puppeteer's like, I'm sorry, I accidentally choked you on the way down.
Well, if that's the case, then he rolled with it beautifully. So and it's really effective.
Yeah, because it's like everybody's involved. And that's kind of a cool thing too. Think about it. You're tethered by all these people. who, so maybe that added to the performance in real life.
Right, I'm sure it made them
we're all doing this together.
Feel more like the Marleys being dragged away. The Marleys tell Scrooge that he is going to be haunted by 3 spirits. Scrooge doesn't like this, but then as they're being dragged away, Statler shouts out this sort of admonishment to Scrooge, which I realized I never quite processed exactly what he was saying. I swore that it sounded like, without these visits, you cannot hope to avoid the past weekend. But that didn't make sense. Because the past weekend already happened. So I listened to it several times. I could not figure it out. Finally, I Googled it. It's without these visits. You want to say it?
No, you go ahead.
Without these visits, you cannot hope to avoid the path we tread.
Oh, the path we tread, the path weekend. That's like night fever and night beaver. We know how to chew it. We know how to chew it. I used to night beaver. We know how to chew it. I was like, oh, I don't know how it feels like unless it's beaver. Oh,
it's a different kind of song.
I'd never heard that one. I mean, I know the song, but I'd never heard that misheard lyric.
I'm trying to see what's happening here with what he just said.
Ryan, you could have read the book, because in the book, Jacob Marley tells him, without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread.
Oh, okay.
It's almost verbatim out of the book.
Well, it's also, I mean, yes, it makes a lot more sense, but it's also, that's old-fashioned language. I don't think anyone really uses the word tread frequently these days to just talk about walking. It's not
tread lightly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. You do hear that, but it's not like, I was treading around my house the other day. I went out. I took a tread to the mailbox to check my mail.
People get on the treadmill. Yeah.
Treadmill. Yeah.
That's the only way we talk about it is in those contexts. But
do you ever say, when you go up and like people follow you up the staircase, do you ever back up the staircase? Do you ever do that?
I don't think so.
I do.
Okay.
The candle that's not even lit. Okay,
nice.
That's a different movie, but, Cloris Leachman is holding a candelabra and the candles aren't lit. A stack.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
I got it.
It took me a minute.
Yeah.
Should we tell people that that's from Young Frankenstein or just let them guess?
It's from Young Frankenstein.
Okay.
Young Frankenstein, and it's said by Muppet Show and Muppet Movie cameo guest star Cloris Leachman.
Yes, and Oscar winner, as we discussed in a previous episode.
Emmy winner, Cloris Leachman.
And when I was working with Disney, I accidentally slipped and dropped my fruit cup, and Cloris Leachman was there to help pick up my fruit cup.
What?
In real life at the Disney cafeteria, and I was like, oh my gosh. I go, are you really helping me with my fruit cup? And she goes, Stella, I no fruit cup. And I was like, oh my God. That really happened.
Boy.
True life story. I found out that she was working on, and I don't even know if anybody could find it. I think it was like, that 70s show, but I think it was called That Amish Show. I don't think it ever got to air.
This
I found
was a
out
pilot?
where she was.
Oh, no.
I found out her shoe size. I painted her a pair of shoes that had fruit cup on them, and I delivered them while they were having a reading.
Because that is a thing you do, which is
I do
decorating shoes and giving them out as gifts for people.
I love to paint shoes. I painted shoes for the new upcoming Human cast. I painted each of them, obsessed over a pair of shoes for the 4 humans. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Cool. I was just on the side.
You can edit this out.
I don't think so.
No.
You should edit it out. We come to Young Frankenstein and Fruit Cup, and
story about how you met Cloris Leachman and gave her some shoes. If I met Cloris Leachman and gave her shoes, we wouldn't talk about anything else on this.
Shoes that had fruit cups painted on them.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's the greatest.
I was just Googling on the side Cloris Leachman Amish TV show, but I haven't come up with anything yet.
That Amish show? Yeah, I don't think it ever made it to air.
That
I think
sounds
it was just like
likely.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, on the lot.
All right. Well, Google detectives and pop culture nerds, let us know what that show was if you can figure it out. So, Waldorf shouts out, "Expect the first ghost tonight when the bell tolls 1." And this is cool because Waldorf is a Dave Goelz character, and in just a few minutes, we're going to hear a different Dave Goelz character also shout to Scrooge that he should expect the first ghost when the bell tolls one. So
that's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, right. That's neat.
Double Dave.
Double Dave.
Do you have Double Dave Pizza Works where you live?
No.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's just a regional chain where I am. Yeah, I have yet to try their pizza, but I'll report back.
We have a single Dave paired with a single Buster, but that's it.
Oh yes, sure. Good old Dave and Buster. Scrooge asks the Marleys if he can meet all three of the ghosts at once and get it over with. One of these moments where Scrooge, it's funny. He's not trying to be funny, I don't think, but it is an example of Scrooge getting a joke in the movie. The Marleys do one more chorus of the song, including
that's. Sorry, I was going to say that is in the book, by the way. That exact line. He says, "Can I have all three at once?" Let me see. It's Couldn't I take them all at once and have it over, Jacob? Hinted Scrooge. Yeah,
that's definitely. It's in the play. It's in the book.
Wow. Yeah. Charles Dickens, pretty funny guy.
Yeah,
he's great.
Yeah. They do one more chorus of the song, including the whoa, the spooky sound, which is great. Then, as we mentioned, as they drop out of sight, they shout change. We're I think all in agreement that they're saying change and not chains. So another thing that we should bring up is that the soundtrack version of this song is a little bit different. It starts with a little more dialogue. The Marleys giving Scrooge some additional exposition about his future.
Well, so you say a little more dialogue, but it is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death, to witness what it cannot share, but might have shared and turned to happiness. Which is right out of the book, obviously. I mean, it's a little bit condensed from the book, but I always forget that it's not in the movie.
Oh, right. It's on the soundtrack, but not in the movie, yeah.
Yeah, because I listen to the soundtrack many times every December and watch the movie like once or maybe twice. And every time they don't say it, I'm just like, but it is required of every man.
It's required. Where is it?
You got to tell him.
Yeah.
So it's one of my favorite things in the book and in this movie, and it's not even in the movie.
Right. Well,
it's like Jerry Nelson saying it. That rules.
Oh yeah, it sounds great. There's also another.
Put that back on Disney Plus. Sheesh.
Well, I don't know about that part. There's another verse I was just going to say, which has apparently aired in some TV edits of the movie. So I guess they filmed all of this and then just kind of cut it, to maybe just for time. But this other verse is preceded by the Marleys saying funny, which is in response to Scrooge asking them if they can go back to being funny. Although Michael Caine's voice is not heard on the soundtrack in that moment, which is weird.
Correct.
You just hear Statler and Waldorf saying funny, and then they start singing again.
Funny.
Yeah, kind of confusing. But yeah, they have this whole, we're Marley and Marley, now we have to part to go back where they keep our kind, the wretched and the heartless. This is more great, intense, spooky stuff. The news we shared has got you scared. We're glad that we got through, so make amends and make some friends. The future's up to you. So, I don't know. They could have left all of this in. It doesn't add that much time to the movie or the song.
Right. No, it's all good. I mean, it's all good. What a great song. Underrated, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think I've done this for every song so far, but I just keep thinking this might be my favorite song in the movie.
Yeah.
You have. Yeah.
It is so good. It is so deep. And it is like I said, all the visuals and all the poetic and, how we forge our own prison and our own, and it all comes from hate and despair. And that the only where it says freedom comes from giving love, and prison comes from hate. And, freedom and love, those themes right there are Martin Luther King. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Right. Only love can do that. That's one of my favorite Martin Luther King quotes. And it says right now, freedom comes by giving love, and prison comes with hate, right. And how you're tethered by darkness. So
Yeah, no,
there's a lot of deep stuff in this scene, and
Right.
and how they just go back down to hell.
Yeah.
They go back down to hell, right? But then it's
right.
And then there's that favorite thing, the fire. That's what I want. Like, if you listen to it, like, that's the last note instead of a boom. It's a
right. It kind of punctuates the song.
We're
Is
gone.
the flame
We're
of the fire? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's great.
Yeah.
I was gonna say about the prison comes with hate line. I was watching this with my 4-year-old son Miles, and he has a big problem with saying "I hate you" or like "I hate this thing," and we always tell him he shouldn't.
Good for him.
Right. This is something you've impressed upon him.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I mean, he says it all. Like he himself says it all the time. You know, I hate you or whatever.
Oh, he
you
does
have
say
to
it.
hate
Oh,
me.
he has a problem.
says it.
I was
So
thought he was saying,
yeah, he has a problem.
He
No.
doesn't like to say hate.
Yeah. Well, no, like when he's mad, he says it, but we always tell him he shouldn't. So when he's not mad, such as when we watch this clip, they said, you know, prison comes from hate, and Miles goes, they should not say that. And I'm like, no, you're right, buddy. And he goes, they're saying that it's bad to hate. And I'm like, yeah, buddy, they're saying that it's bad to hate. And he's like, that's okay.
Okay, yeah, good. I'm glad he figured that out.
Why is he not on this podcast?
He will be someday.
I guess he is, because you just quoted him.
Right. And his voice has been heard on the podcast before, not for a while.
Yes, he sang I'm Gonna Always Love You for us.
He sang Gonna Always Love You.
Season.
Aww.
That's true, he did.
Yeah.
And then he sang Mama Dada Boop Boop Chihuahua about 3 times, and then he goes, that's all I can do. And I still say that to him all the time. And he doesn't even care.
Mama, Dada, Boop Boop Chihuahua. Mama, Dada, Boop Boop Chihuahua. Mama, Dada, Boop Boop Chihuahua. That's all I can do.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was adorable.
That's gonna be your toast at his wedding.
Right, exactly.
Miles, congratulations. Mama, Dada, Boop Boop Chihuahua. That's all I can do.
That's all I can do.
You've already written it.
Okay. Well, that was all very intense with these ghosts, which is why it's a relief when Gonzo's narration returns to the movie. He notes that Scrooge is now once again alone in his room. Rizzo says, this is scary stuff. Should we be worried about the kids in the audience? Gonzo says, no, it's all right. This is culture.
Now I love that joke.
Yeah.
First of all, but also there's a much worse version of that joke in the next movie where Rizzo says he died. This is supposed to be a kid's movie. And in Treasure Island, right?
Right.
And I like this one better because Rizzo says, aren't we worried about the kids in the audience? Which implies that kids are not the entire audience. And in Treasure Island, he just straight up calls it a kids movie, right? Not like a family movie, not like a movie for everyone to enjoy. Rizzo calls it a kids movie on screen.
Or is the point that Rizzo was...
I like this one.
Or is the point that Rizzo was wrong about that? That Rizzo is incorrectly assuming that a Muppet movie is just for kids, and he should know better that it's for everyone.
You know, that's a good point. Maybe we should have saved this for next year.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it again,
You might be right. Gives me a lot to think about.
Good. You've given us a lot to think about.
What I like about this is that it is a very scary, intense scene.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they literally are checking in with the kids in a conversation way, you know, because it's almost like, you know, when you're in, like, you know, Shakespeare did that. It's like, we got to bring the audience back up again, you know? So I love the fact that they literally are saying are the kids going to do that without, and they're talking about it while the kids are like, and do you want these jelly beans? Like they're stretching it out. They're giving this intense moment. They're giving people time to breathe and get ready for again, it's really brilliant writing on the fact that they, you know, when you put together a show or something, you take people on a journey up and down, you know, in terms of writing. So they've just been to this really scary place. He's continuing the narration and we have enough of a breath enough of an interaction. Jellybeans. So I like it that they stretch it out a little bit.
Mhm.
The joke of that, but Scrooge even like just the transition from the darkness, the fire, the moment, so it's just really, it's just so effortlessly beated out,
Oh yeah, the
and
pacing
then you
is
just
great.
like, oh, I just need a chance. I need to breathe. I need to catch my breath. And then of course I'm like, oh, Jellybean candy. I just went like, oh, I'm happy. They said candy. They
Ooh.
show candy. I'm like, kind of like even that, even you say Jellybean, it's so funny the way language does that, like just like little, like it's almost like, you superimpose, you drop little images on. It's going to be okay. There's going to be candy. We're telling a story, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Huh. Yeah,
So
no, you're right.
It's just, and it's not preachy or anything. It's just done effortlessly between two characters talking.
Yeah, it just occurred to me that this is sort of a more casual version of what Bert and Ernie will do in Elmo and Grouchland a few years later, where they actually interrupt the movie. The movie stops and Bert and Ernie show up on the screen and they're like, oh, what's happening? Is this too scary? Like, what about the kids out there? This is a little bit more graceful way to do it, but yeah, it's a good, it works really well.
Yeah, it doesn't take you out of the moment and you're like,
yeah, cool.
Right. Although I'll be honest, I think those Ernie and Bert scenes are the best thing about Elmo and Grouchland.
I haven't seen it in a while, but they are fun. Yeah,
I actually just watched it again with my kids not too long ago, and it's fine. I mean, it's fine. Wait, Leslie, are you in that movie?
I just did ADR for it.
Huh.
You did ADR for it? Oh, okay.
I remember just coming in to do some ADR, I don't know, background Grouches or something like that. It was not in that movie.
Sure. Well, you weren't really on Sesame Street regularly yet, right?
No, I wasn't at all. I remember actually I was on Dr. Seuss second season where I played more the Elephant Bird, more the Elephant Bird and Little Cat A and a bunch of Princess Tiz and incidental characters. And I remember them having auditions for that. I was not called to audition. It's fine. I was just already in shock that I was on the second season of Dr. Seuss because I'd never been to New York before. I'd been to, because I'm from Northern California, right? So the only other time I'd been to New York, I was touring with a theater company, doing theater for young audiences. And as part of our tour, which was in Boston, at a theater in Boston, we decided to fly out in New York, and I saw my first Broadway show, which was Cats.
Oh,
my first Broadway show, and I remember
that's true
being
of many people
overwhelmed by New York. Yeah, I was like, this is too much for me. I don't think I'll ever be here.
Huh.
And so, when I got the audition for Dr. Seuss and Big Bear in the Big Blue House, it was like I hadn't been to New York since that time, and I've said yes just because I was like, oh, I'm going to go to New York, and I'm going to, it was a free plane ticket.
Huh.
So when I was on the Webulous World of Dr. Seuss season 2, I remember Stephanie went and auditioned for that. She came back. It was during that time. I was like, oh, that's exciting,
Yeah. Stephanie DeBruzzo, who was working on the Webulous World of Dr. Seuss also, and then ended up in the Elmo and Grouchland movie.
Yeah, that's where I met Stephanie and Tim Lagasse and Martin P. Robinson and Pam Marciero and all kinds of Muppet performers. I can't even. Nice. John Kennedy, of course. He was my dad.
On Dr. Seuss. Yeah. He was Horton. Yeah.
That's streaming somewhere right now, isn't it? It's on.
I hope so.
Is that one of those? It's on the Roku channel, or
I'm gonna go look it up because my kids haven't seen it. And actually, Miles loves Horton Hears a Who and Horton Hatches the Egg.
I bet he would like the show.
He's super into it. He actually, this is just cute kid stuff. Tell me if it's boring. But he goes, we were reading Horton Hatches the Egg, actually. And he goes, I said, Horton Hatches the Egg by Dr. Seuss. And Miles goes, what if his name was Dr. Soup?
By Dr. Soup.
What if it was?
Which had never occurred to me that it even sounds that similar, It looks like both seasons of Webulous World of Dr. Seuss are on Amazon Prime.
Oh,
well,
wow.
there you go.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'll check it out.
Go watch that show.
So check it out.
I
You
will.
can see Leslie's work
Yeah.
and many other talented people as well.
Yes, as previously named. Back in the Muppet Christmas Carol. So yes, as we've been saying, apropos of nothing, Rizzo offers Gonzo a jelly bean. Apparently the whole time he was looking for them in the snow, he had them in his pocket. In the DVD commentary, Brian Henson says that Rizzo's bag of jelly beans was originally written as a bag of bonbons. And it was bonbons in the script all the way up to the day they filmed it. And they decided that Americans don't know what bonbons are. So they changed it to jelly beans the day of.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that you just dropped that piece of information.
Yeah, it's out there.
And that I want a bonbon now.
Oh, no.
Really bad.
Right?
The last podcast
Well,
I wanted popcorn. Now I want.
As I understand it, bonbons are just it's just a piece of chocolate, right?
I thought.
Yeah, it's a little round mound of chocolate. They have them
Yeah.
at Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
But isn't there something inside?
I think they have filling, yeah.
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 I mean, it's kind of like just what you would see in a box of chocolate.
No, bring me my box of bonbons. I
Right.
imagine
Forrest
sitting
Gump
lovely
saying-
couch and- now I'm the musical. Anyway.
Forrest Gump saying life was like a box of
whatever.
bonbons. Anyway.
He said it.
Gonzo stares at Rizzo in disbelief. Again, we're seeing Gonzo acting as the straight man in this movie and Rizzo as the silly guy, which is a lot of fun. And then Rizzo kisses Gonzo's nose, which feels like it must have been an ad lib or something that they came up with
Totally.
spontaneously. It's very funny.
I totally believe
It's very
that.
funny.
That just happened. That
Yeah.
just happened, and they kept it in. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, it's a perfect button for that little bit of
Yeah.
comedic business.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back in his house, Scrooge is getting in bed. He's armed with his walking stick, I guess to fight off any ghosts, although I don't know if that would be very effective on an intangible ghost. He says humbug again as he disappears behind his bed curtains. That's either number 5 or 6. We're not sure. We've lost count.
Listeners, let us know.
Yeah, apologize for that. This is one of those old-fashioned canopy beds. I guess you can still buy a bed that has curtains like this, but I don't know if anyone ever actually closes their bed curtains. I did a little bit of Googling and found that these were used for privacy, but also these beds were in style at a time before there was indoor heating, so closing your bed curtains would keep out a draft, which is interesting. Interesting to me.
The same self-save bed curtains that they sell, like the Charwoman brings.
Yes.
Bed curtains.
Yes, we will hear about these bed curtains again later in the movie. It's true.
Yeah.
They're coming back.
Yeah. Back outside the house, Gonzo is trying to convince Rizzo to jump down off the gate outside Scrooge's house. I think we mentioned this before on the podcast, but in interviews and commentaries and things, Brian Henson has talked about how this scene was added late because they realized that they had to contrive a way for Gonzo and Rizzo to go from the front of Scrooge's house to the back of Scrooge's house. So they just came up with this little comedy scene to make that happen. So they would be at the back of the house when the ghost arrived. Movie magic again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Because instead of doing a
right, or just cutting and have them suddenly appearing at the back of the house.
Like they actually
yeah.
are saying, okay, now we're doing this. Like
they're physically traveling.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is so interesting. It's totally interesting. Did he say anything else about it? That like the way it's shot down, there's a puppeteer under in a hole?
But I wanted to talk about that. There seems to be a couple different methods of puppetry happening here. When Rizzo is on top of the gate, we see his whole body sometimes. So that must be a remote controlled Rizzo, right?
Yeah, I wish Tom Newby were here. I think maybe he, I don't have his number. I could call and ask, but he did a lot of the remote control rats and stuff like that. And then, underneath, I looked at this briefly, but, a puppeteer's in a hole. So he's underneath but and it seems like the arms might be armatured. I don't like they're just out like this.
Oh, sorry, you're talking about Gonzo now?
I'm talking about Gonzo.
Yeah,
underneath.
Gonzo is on the floor, on the ground, and we see
with
his whole body standing on the ground.
Yeah, just going like this.
Yes.
You know. So it's I'm saying like this, but people can't.
Oh yes, you're extending your arms.
I'm extending my arms. They're armatured out. There's a puppeteer in a hole with, underneath the stage, looking up. You can do it.
Yes, and I imagine you have found yourself in similar positions. Various times, sticking your hand up through a hole in the floor.
Yeah.
Rizzo says there's only two things in this life he hates: heights and jumping from them. And I'm
right there with him.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, like, this seems like something that people would quote in real life. But then I realized most people who hate heights would probably avoid situations where they would have to jump from them. So
yeah, it's like not that funny to joke about.
If you're actually afraid of heights.
It's just actually terrifying.
Right. So you
would I went to the Willis Tower in Chicago,
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I don't mind formerly the Sears Tower, right? I don't mind being on a high level of a building with a floor underneath me. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. But they have these little glass enclosures that you can walk out onto and look straight down.
Right.
That was the most terrifying experience of my entire life.
But you actually did it. You actually walked out onto the glass?
I did it. No, I sat down and scooted out onto it.
Okay.
And it was still terrifying. And Roz loved it. Roz was like all about it.
If you're connecting with these two characters in just a script sort of way, like again, we're taking a pause. We've had this terrifying moment. We've introduced Candy. Come on, we're gonna get going. So it's just like, all right. But I need you to, Scrooge is going to do something really terrifying. In order to carry on this story, he's going to face ghosts. He wants to get it over with. So now, this character that we're sympathizing with is now, well, I guess if I want to hear more of this story, I myself am going to have to do something terrifying. I'm going to have to face a fear, and I'm going to jump, with trust, and trust. Right. So it's like a parallel situation. Maybe it was just like you said, a connecting scene.
Right, but
rather than just having a connecting scene, they are saying, well, if you want to be part of the story, you're going to have to go to something that might scare you too.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a lovely, an effortless parallel lives. It's a show beats tell. It's not preachy. It's just happening in front of you. And you're like, okay, well, if Rizzo's going to keep going, I'm going to keep going.
Right, if Rizzo's brave enough. Yeah, wow.
Then I'm going to take this thing. And then we have to trust Gonzo. He's like, you've got to do this.
Although that doesn't work out so well for Rizzo.
No, it does not. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's not just it's just a throwaway scene. It really is a connecting scene. Yeah. And it really is in a way that is just like, it's really good storytelling, I think.
Yeah.
And it's not just a blah, 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 blah.
Right. That really works out. Huh.
Yeah.
I never would have made that connection. That's amazing.
No, me neither. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
So Rizzo prepares himself to jump, and then the clip cuts off. So we don't know what's going to happen. Is he going to jump? Is he going to find an escalator somewhere to get down? We don't know. We'll have to wait until next week to find out. I have a couple other notes before we close. I wanted to mention as we say goodbye to the ghostly forms of Jacob and Robert Marley. So we've talked a lot about other adaptations of A Christmas Carol, and I have amused and or annoyed Anthony by bringing up other adaptations that use...
No, it's amusing mostly. It's just the one. It's just the one.
Well, we won't mention it. But other adaptations that feature previously established characters and who they cast in various roles. One that I haven't mentioned yet is an episode of the Real Ghostbusters Saturday morning cartoon from the 80s. Which
classic.
I was a big fan of. It's a very clever episode where the Ghostbusters accidentally capture the ghosts from this story. And then they realize that basically Christmas will be ruined if they don't fix the situation. So they have to pretend...
Wow! I really love that premise.
It is. It's great. Yeah,
it's great. It was so we should also note.
Did you watch the new Ghostbusters? By the way, did anybody see that movie?
I haven't seen the new one yet.
I have not seen Afterlife.
I enjoyed it.
No. Oh, great! Good to hear a recommendation.
It's scary.
Thank you. Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Well, I know, but so I get scared at everything. I don't like scary movies, so I was like going, oh, I don't know.
Sure. No, but I was going to say this episode of the Real Ghostbusters, we should note, was written by J. Michael Straczynski, the creator of Babylon 5. So.
That is true. Yes. And
it is a great premise.
Frequent comic book.
It's a great app.
Yeah. So they go back in time somehow, and they accidentally catch the ghosts, and then they go back to the present, and they find that like everybody hates Christmas because Scrooge Scrooge's attitude toward Christmas took over the world somehow because these ghosts weren't there. So they have to go back in time again and pretend to be these ghosts. So we'll get to the others later, but the role of the ghost of Jacob Marley in that episode of the Ghostbusters cartoon was filled by Egon Spengler. That is Harold Ramis's character from the movie. So
that's awesome. This is awesome. I can't wait to Google this.
You got to check it out. It's really good.
Yeah.
Played and Egon voiced by Maurice LaMarche on Real Ghostbusters.
Right. The Brain himself of Pinky and the Brain fame, among many other things.
That's right. Kif from Futurama himself.
There you go. Something we haven't mentioned, and I wasn't even aware of this until pretty recently. The Muppets before this had done a form of the Muppets had done a spoof of A Christmas Carol in comic strip form in an issue of Muppet Magazine. This is the winter 1984 issue. It's called A Sort of Christmas Carol, written by Ellis Weiner.
Ellis Weiner, he wrote that. The great Muppet Caper making of the masterpiece book.
Yes, that bizarre, ridiculous, hilarious Great Muppet Caper tie-in book.
And he's written a ton of middle grade novels and stuff. I mean, he's still working all the time.
Stuff. Yeah, he also wrote for the Puzzle Place, Between the Lions, Bear in the Big Blue House, a bunch of things with puppets later. And it was illustrated by Dean Yeagle. He also drew the Muppets Take Manhattan comic book for Marvel that came out that same year. It features Sam the Eagle as Scrooge, which if this movie didn't sort of need a human actor to anchor it, that's kind of the obvious casting, I guess, just because Sam is kind of cranky and Scrooge is kind of cranky. Although he's not known to be stingy, so it's not really the same character.
Yeah, should have been J.P. Gross.
Oh, that would have been good. If he's such an obscure character.
I got to hold in the background of Muppets Tonight.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So on Muppets Tonight, there was always like that back tier of Muppets. One time I was a cow when I was just eating paper and
stuff.
Is
that in the audience or the control room?
In the control room.
Okay.
But JP Gross is back there a lot. That was me.
That was
not doing anything, just milling around in the back. Because I was always relegated to the back for a while until I came down for a little front.
Wow, that's great. Yeah.
But he's in the back there.
But it's pretty fun. The whole issue is actually scanned on Muppet Wiki. There's a panel where Sam as Scrooge is grumbling about Christmas. He says, "Christmas, what rubbish. Everyone you meet is happy, generous, and kind. It makes me sick. The only holiday I like is my own birthday. I give myself a donut, and that's that." That's pretty funny.
But that's like America's.
Right. It doesn't
because I think of Sam Eagle, I think like the government. I represent the government.
Yeah, it doesn't really sound like Sam.
I don't know. That's a very good casting. I don't know what looks good on our part, but
But just to catch up with characters that we've already met, I'll say that Bob Cratchit is played by Kermit in that comic strip, and Jacob Marley is played by Animal, which is surprising.
What?
That's not. Yeah, weird. That one's not obvious at all.
Totally weird.
He's only in, I think, 2 panels. He shows up and says, "Scrooge, bad, be nice, or end up like me, hungry." So if you want to deliver...
That's just because Animal has chains. They're just like, he's got chains.
Oh, yeah, right, of course.
I mean, that's the only reason you would put animals like...
Right.
That's just, I have chains, quick, get in there, be Marley.
Right. Yeah, but if you want to deliver exposition quickly, I guess, Animal's a pretty good choice for that.
Yeah.
So, okay, that is all I have on these 2 minutes. Anything else from you, Leslie, starting with you?
Oh my gosh, let me go through my notes. I feel like I said most of my, like loving this black and white versus, as that's going out.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think that was mostly starting with the fire on the screen. There's a lot of great transition in this. I just really like the transition, the end of the dark being pulled down, the warmth of the fire coming up, and then like the, them putting a hat on it. This is scary, calling it what it is, but actually just having a conversation, and the leaping forward. I love what you told me about the scene, but I love now that was just a transition scene.
Yeah.
But rather than just being a transition scene, it really was a way to connect the audience with the storytellers who are going on the journey with them. So I really like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jellybean, bonbons. Let me see. I think that's it. I just love this is such a wonderful transition.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like a few weeks ago we said like, oh, okay, the scary part of the movie is starting. But really the scary part of the movie is maybe most of the movie or a good chunk of the movie, a good percentage of it is the scary part. So.
Yeah, you got to stay with them. Yeah. I love that. It's like, we're on this together and I'm going to do it and you're going to do it and we're going together. It's like, okay, if Rizzo could do it, I could do it.
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Anthony, do you have any other thoughts or do we have more from the old curiosity shop today?
I have one more thing from the old curiosity shop. Well, two. Actually, I have two things. So we hear, look for the first ghost as the bell tolls 1. In the book, this is a weird thing. In the book, Marley says that the first ghost will be there tomorrow when the bell tolls 1, which I think means like tomorrow, like 1 a.m.
It's not midnight yet.
But then he says the second on the next night upon the same hour, and the third upon the new night when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. So in the book, Marley is basically like 3 nights, 3 ghosts, which is why at the end we're going to hear Scrooge say the spirits did it all in 1 night. Of course they did. They can do anything. That happens in the book because that's why he doesn't think it's Christmas morning.
Okay.
What day is it?
What day is it? Exactly. That's because Marley told him it was going to be 3 nights in a row. And then they get it all done in 1. I don't know why Dickens did that, but most adaptations leave it out, understandably.
Yeah, well, they had to write everything longhand in those days. So maybe he was like, "Oh man, I should have had it take place all on the same night. I wish I hadn't had the ghost say that it was
that is a very good.
No, I don't think that.
There are edits to the book, though,
I
from the original manuscript. But the other one is a scene that is completely not in this version. That is one of my favorite things in the book. Is after Marley leaves, as Marley is leaving, Scrooge looks out and sees the whole streets filled with ghosts carrying chains.
Whoa.
It's like a whole city full of ghosts carrying chains.
Oh.
And notably, this is in the 1951 movie with Alistair Sim.
Mm.
And it's in the 1978 Rankin Bass special, The Stingiest Man in Town.
Oh, wow.
Those are the two I think of that show it. But it's such a cool idea.
It is.
And it's like even the book even makes a point to say that. Here, let me look. Sorry, I had it marked in here.
No.
And you have previously told us about scenes in the book where there's like a ghostly image of a train going up the stairs and ghostly images of Bible characters turning into Jacob Marley's face and staring at Scrooge.
Right.
Like, there's so much more that could be done with the haunted house element of this part of the story.
Right. Here. Scrooge followed to the window. Desperate in his curiosity, he looked out. The air was filled with phantoms, wandering hither and thither in restless haste, and moaning as they went. Every one of them wore chains, like Marley's ghost. Some few, they might be guilty governments, were linked together. None were free. Many had been personally known to Scrooge in their lives. Then it goes on and describes a few specific ones. But so it's like he knew some of these people. It's not even just like there's more ghosts. It's like, of course he knows them. Like they're, he's been around the city for a long time.
Yeah, those are all his former like colleagues and stuff who were also greedy at their jobs. Wow.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, so that's a fun thing from the book. That's all I had.
All right. Then before we wrap everything up, Leslie, we like to ask our guests 3 questions. Do you remember the first time you saw this movie? I know this one might be difficult because you know some people who worked on it, but the second question is, where do you rank it alongside all the other Muppet movies? And also, do you watch this every year around the holidays?
Okay. I don't remember where I was when I first saw this movie. I really am completely blanking on it. But I remember really loving it and feeling hugged by it.
Huh.
I remember it as a warm memory.
Sure.
And so I remember that. Where do I rank it? I feel like it's like, I feel like it should be in its own category.
Oh.
I feel like it's like, where do you rank it among other holiday specials?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of
sure,
movies.
yeah.
So I just, I also connect different parts of my life with different parts for the movies that I saw. So you know how it is. It's
sure.
I remember what I was doing was I was doing that song.
Yep.
So I can't really rank it with the other ones because I feel like it's its own entity.
That is a perfectly reasonable answer.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And then what was the last one?
Do you watch it every year at Christmas time?
Absolutely. I do. Yeah. Maybe, it's like I watch it, but then I also have it on in the background when I'm doing stuff. I legit watch it, and then I have like my list of specials, and then I'll just put it on just to feel good.
It seems like a lot of people have it on when they're decorating a tree or wrapping presents, just part of the holiday environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we should mention, actually, this will be old news by the time this episode goes up, but they did announce at the D23 convention just the other day that the full version of the movie with When Love Is Gone restored will be available on Disney Plus in December. So
that's going to be exciting.
Yes, that is exciting.
Ooh, I wish they would show it at the Museum of the Moving Image in Queens.
I bet they will, right?
I bet they will.
For that.
Those of you in New York, you should really try to, like, I know they did when the Henson exhibit was there. It was so exciting to be here during the holidays, right? Remember, Ryan?
Yeah.
Because they were showing Christmas episodes every weekend, and it was just so fun, and just to have families and kids see and watch these movies on the big screen.
Right.
It's just so much joy. But I don't think I saw this in the theater. That's what I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to really have blacked out. But to be fair, I also, for my living, ever since I was 16, I painted windows during the holidays. From about if I could get windows right before Thanksgiving all the way up to December, usually around 15th.
Okay.
I could squeeze out their holiday windows. So I really didn't do anything but paint windows for a long time.
Okay, yeah. So you were occupied.
I was busy painting windows.
Yeah, this was your busy season.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then with that, we can wrap things up. Everyone, please make sure you wrap things up like a present. Have we ever said that before? That just occurred to me.
Oh, that is
we have.
Listeners, please make sure you check out toughpigs.com on the internet, social media, everywhere. Thanks to Morgan Davy for our logo. Listeners, you can also support us on Patreon. You can email us at movingrightalong@toughpigs.com. You can find me on Twitter at @MeRyanRowe. I am on Letterboxd at @MoviesAreNeat. Anthony is on Letterboxd at @ZeppoMarxist. And Leslie, remind our listeners where they can find you and or your work.
I am on Instagram. That's probably the best way to follow me. Lolly Lard Pop has a Facebook page. My Facebook page is rarely visited or acknowledged, off and on. But Instagram. And then I think by the time this is out, you can also follow me on Humor with a Heart. Productions, and that is a new business with me and my creative partner Jamie Donmeyer, where we do amazing things, helping people follow the art in their heart.
Okay, yeah, that sounds really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, so everyone seek that out, and if you don't mind, please, people give us a positive review wherever you can do that, and tell everyone you know about the show.
I forgot to do Lolly's Radio Playdate, which is our podcast.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Lolly's Radio Playdate, you can find wherever you get podcasts. It's great. Original episodes, fun for the whole family.
And more to come.
Okay, good. That's exciting too. Yeah, and everyone, please join us again next week for another episode of Moving Right Along. See you then.
Change! Okay, so are we going to say change on the count of 3?
Yeah, let's do it.
To? Okay.
Yeah, Ryan, you count us down, and then we'll both say it.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3.
Change.
Okay.
Oh wait, we're on delay because it's
we're on a delay.